Law Nation is my name. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in, jumping in, and being part of this episode. One way or another, Cowboy Nation, we continue to grind to shine for your mind. Hopefully in time, at the end of this year, we're going to host that Lombardi Trophy, right? But the fortitudes of the thoughts and the gravitations of your hearts and the gravitations of your soul all starts here, the off season. Yeah. Come on, Nation. One way or another. DC for life. Yeah. Got 5 things. 5 things. Yeah. Yeah, we do's it like it never been done, baby. You can finish the rest of that line.
I want Nation Royal.
Let's go.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Let's go.
This is...
I know you crunk now. Cause they fear me in the physical form. Let it be known I'm troublesome, baby. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Hey. It's your brother from another mother. Long to the nation. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Tell him again.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Come on.
This is Sparta!
Yeah. Come on. Come on. Yeah. The name is Law Nation. Really appreciate each and every last one of y'all beautiful people that's watching today for the midday sports analysis and report from me, your brother from another mother. Once again, no other. Don't look like Danny Glover, but I keep it cool with you all. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. The Mojo, baby. You know the craziest thing? The people that don't bring substance to life kind of say, this is that, this is this. But, man, it don't matter what a person say. If you got it, you going to bring it, baby. It's just that's just how it goes. When you are the most popular person in school, it don't matter what you wear. All of a sudden, people say, hey, I'm going to start wearing suspenders. I'm going to start wearing the glasses. That's just how it goes. So if anybody say, that's lame, they was never the popular person in school or never the popular person in college, right? Because you could take anything and you put it on, sure, all of a sudden it's a brand. And that is what Jerry Wayne Jones have the ability to be or is or what he exemplified and exudes. Even though Mike McCarthy says it, he put Mojo on a shirt, he'll make millions of dollars just in one day. That's the craziest thing of it all, Cowboy Nation. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Got my dog ready. Yeah, the dog's still there. Get back in there. This the dog, by the way, that's making all of that noise, But I'm not talking about anyone, but that's just how it goes. You can wear some dorky shades, and then all of a sudden, those shades worth millions. Let me know if I'm lying. But that's just how it goes. So I got 5 things that you guys must pay attention to in this preseason game, the second one. Let me pull up this right here, Cowboy Nation. The thing that we most have to, and I'm going to go in order. I'm going to go in this particular order. This is the exact order, not from least to, the best. I'm going from the best and the most important order to look at for the second preseason game. Numero 1 would be the backup quarterback. The backup quarterback. The backup quarterback. Write this down. You got to pay attention to the backup quarterback. Can he move the ball down the field? Can he go through his progressions pretty well? Is he a guy that can showcase the talent-wise of these wide receivers so that we can get a proper evaluation on their stance as it relates to the possibilities of playing 17 weeks in the NFL? Now, of course, we got our locks in. The locks-ins are Amari Cooper, of course, Michael Gallup, and dare I say, C. Dangerous Lamb. Those are guys that's going to be penciled in, etched in stone, basically. Now, the other part of it would be Cedric Wilson. I'm looking at it like, hey, he is the quote-unquote special teams guy. So I think that he got a shoe-in type of situation and scenario. The other one would be Noah Brown. He's been here for many a cups of coffee there, Cowboy Nation. He's been here for many of those cups, right? So I just think that he will be in this situation. But the quarterback to Malik Turner will be a very, very, very important observation that you guys, we have to pay attention to. We got to at this point now. Semi Fehoko, Brandon Eagles, I believe the other guy named Brandon Smith, TJ Vasher, he's on the outside looking in, talking about, hey, coach, put me in, give me a chance and an opportunity. I know I was gimpy and limping around, but give me a chance, right? But the quarterback, whether it's Gilbert, whether it's Cooper Rush, I know some people say, Cooper Hush, hush him. Or Ben DiNucci. It's important for those guys to throw right because that's how these guys going to make their livelihood. And you're going to see some pressing. You're going to see little Johnny Dixon taking it out of the end zone, or whatever it may be, on a punt return or kickoff return. And they try to tell him, no, stay back. No, don't get out of there. But he a dog. He going to try to get up out of there, right? Rodney, what's good with you, man? Thank you so much for your love and adulations.
Will you be any of the games this year?
I'm planning on doing something special for the games. It's still in process right now, or we progressing to do something. But the day before the game, we doing a meet and greet where you guys can come out and we will have some of the former NFL players that played in the National Football League, like a Hall of Famer, Drew Pearson. He'll be there. And we were also on the schedule for this year. We try to work Michael Gallup in, of course, Boss Man Fat, and some more guys. So just stick around and hang around, and we got some things up our sleeves that we're going to roll out with. But things are still under the negotiation part due to the different strands of new pandemic stuff that may come about. So, Dallas out here, they closing some things down, and it may affect some of the situations that we would do as it relates to those joint business situations. I got to say, I'm trying to speak in codes, basically. But neither here nor there. If I can meet up with you, Rodney, we will most definitely do such. Shout out to you, Aiden. Appreciate you on the Facebook group. All right, so backup quarterback is the main thing that we will have to evaluate. Think about this. The Cowboys, as much as we loved our chances back in the 90s, we wouldn't have at least one of those Super Bowls if we didn't have a legitimate backup quarterback that can stand in the gap when Troy Aikman went down, right? So those things are very important. Don't sleep on the backup quarterbacks. I think Peyton Manning, when he won his second Super Bowl that year, I think he was injured, and then they had to bring him in, right? He had a backup quarterback to at least hold the fort down until he come back. Paul, what's good with you? Shout out to you. Thank you so much. I'm waiting on the AI to speak her mind. There she go. There go my lady.
LA Cowboys fans taking over week 2. Dropped 3 bills to do my part.
That's what I'm talking about. To live and die in L.A. Shout out to L.A. Cowboy Paul. Appreciate you so much, man. Dropping 3 bills. So, hey, you got it. That's what I'm talking about. Let's continue to keep that energy. Yeah, let's continue to be positive as well. All right, so that's the number one thing. The quarterback to the wide receivers. Of course, we know the quarterback can say, 180, down, say, and do this all day. You know, we know they can run those stretch plays on the outside. That's something that we probably would want them to do when they get into the red zone because they just have not been penciling it in. All right, so the number 2 thing, write this down. Number 1 was quarterback. Number 2 will be the secondary. That's what I will be looking at. Not just cornerbacks, the entire secondary. Safety, breaking that down from free safety to strong safety, and the cornerback role. As you guys look at the thumbnail I pulled and I kind of created on the fly. You see Maurice Kennedy, and then you also see Brown chasing. But right behind Maurice Kennedy was the guy named Keon Drake. I think that's how you say his name. He was all by himself the last time we played them. Let me see if I can put the original picture up there before I photoshopped all of that stuff in there. Let me see if I can find the original picture there, if I can. I don't think I can find the original picture. It's somewhere in here. But if you look at it, here we go. It's a tiny one. Let me see if I can blow it up. Bam. If you look at it, we don't want to see this. I don't care if it's mom and pop's store down the street and they got a nice backyard and you playing football there. I don't want to see this at all, Cowboy Nation. So that's why I photoshopped Maurice in that picture there. We don't want to see that at all, Cowboy Nation. And we don't need the secondary. We don't need the secondary to look like that at all. I don't care who's their quarterback over there, whether the little man going to play or whoever the backup is over there is going to play. We don't want to see any blown coverages. We don't. We want to have our safety over the top, being the deepest of the deepest on top of the roof, and we want our DBs, which is the cornerbacks or the cornerbacks, we want those guys to play a sound, unique game. Go ahead,
Law for
Joe.
all you do for us Dallas fanatics. Thank you, sir. Support the Law Nation. Fire, fire, call me, praying gesture.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
I want me some glory hole.
Appreciate it. That's what we want. We don't want this picture of Drake, you know what I'm saying, in the end zone running by himself. I don't even know if Drake's still on that team, but you guys get what I'm saying. We need our guys to keep everything in front of them. We want Maurice Kennedy to still make plays. Now, I've been reading some of your comments on my previous Versus video, and a lot of people saying, hey, Maurice need to be our starting cornerback. Keep in mind, He is the slot corner. And slot corners, people think it's easy to play in the slot, but it's a hard duty. It's nothing to sneeze at. I recall Deion Primetime Sanders once said, "Man, I'm a hell of a defensive back. I'm good. But playing inside that slot is a whole nother animal, and I'm not worthy of that." So that's prime time. So slot, you got to have a different type of mindset because they got two-way goals. They can go right or left, or they can send that thing up with a 9 route from the inside. So you got to be able to play that. And I believe Maurice Kennedy, from what we've been missing for many of years, is that dynamic slot corner that's able to redirect, physical enough, as well as to jump routes, get off his man, just like he caught that interception against the LA Rams practice, get off his guy and still be able to cover the inside of the field. That's not an easy talent. But, slot corners don't get that much shine, technically speaking. So, and he got to be able to control that C gap too. So those are things that cornerback must be able to do. So let's just keep him there, and we will still be evaluating Nashawn Wright on the outside because I don't want to see him inside. No, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him inside. No. And Boss Man Fat, we want to evaluate those situations. Appreciate y'all for the love and adulations. So my thing is, if we playing unders, if we playing a press or what have you with the DBs on the outside, then that's cool too. But that will be my number 2 evaluation for the nation to pay close attention to. Let's see what that.
Why are they hanging on to Anthony Brown?
I'm gonna break that down. Why hang on to Anthony Brown? Well.
Over/under 37 TDS, 4 picks for Doc, double-digit sacks for Randy.
Let me see. Cowboys Junkie was first. Let me go back to Cowboys Junkie comment. Appreciate y'all for the love and adulations. Go on, let me hear
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yeah. Do you guys think of the guy, the Gladiator, or do you think of Jay-Z when I play that thing right there? Or are you not entertained? James was saying, why hang on to Anthony Brown? Here's how I can put this. Anthony Brown is not a physical corner. He's not. He is a decent corner. He is. I know. I get some hate mail for that. And I'm not being an Anthony Brown apologist. Do he get burned a lot? Yes. Especially at the top of his route? Yes. The good thing that you guys were able to identify in my previous video was everything that's negative about Anthony Brown. When you get into the red zone, money zone, green zone, whatever, gold zone, whatever zone you want to call it, he's going to get used. That's the worst positioning for him. It is. He runs a 4-3, don't play nowhere near it, right? When you're in the red zone, it's all physicality, redirect, trying to get into that short space, turn around for the ball. And I have yet to see Anthony Brown and his wonderful career with the Cowboys do anything such as getting to the ball in these sorts. But the reason why you can keep Anthony Brown on this team, to use him close around the LOS to blitz, and in a situation where there's more field out there, he got some range ability to read. Only when he's sitting back and everything is in front of him. But when that receiver get close up on him like this, it's over with. For some reason, he can't stick to the receiver. And for anybody that loves Anthony Brown, that feels like, hey, I'm wrong on my assessment with that, then prove it with the film. Like my dog Okoye would say, prove it with the film. But those are his issues. But I believe The reason why you hang around to him, because he is a veteran. He knows he don't know this system, but he knows the NFL a little bit to get these guys in the right shape of mind. And he may be that guy that's smart and intelligent as it relates to being a leader on the field in certain situations. I'm not out there. However, that's the reason why you hold on to him. But my job, if I'm the GM, I will be saying to him, my job is to replace you. And coaches on the field should be saying, my job is to elevate you. Calvin says over under 37 touchdowns, 4 picks for Dak Prescott, double-digit sacks for Randy. 37 touchdowns. I think that's very, very possible. So I believe 37 touchdowns. I think Dak Prescott can get there. 4 picks. He gonna throw more than 4 picks this year, unfortunately. Double-digit sacks for Randy. I'm hoping on it. Oh, halfway there, living on a prayer. That's where I'm gonna be. That's where I'm gonna be at with that situation. However that song goes, right? Y'all post the lyrics to that song. I got my list right here. The third thing that we must pay close attention to. Must play, M-U-S-T, close attention to, will be offensive line for your mind. Lord Jovi, yeah. 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 So, offensive line. Why we got to pay attention to the offensive line? Well, one can argue that I can flip offensive line to the number 1 category because that same offensive line is what the same offensive line that we would like to see, dare I say, when Dak Prescott is under center. And we want this offensive line to be in tip-top shape. We want this offensive line to be ready. We do. We want this offensive line to be ready. Yeah, Anthony Brown. If I said Noah Brown, I apologize. Anthony Brown is the guy that I meant to say. But the offensive line, and I'm talking about the previous conversation because I get these Browns mixed up. Offensive line is so important because the center, he touches the ball 100% of the time. Not 99, not 98. Not 97, as my grandfather used to say before he went off to glory. 100% of the times the offensive line, the center, will touch the ball. And if you got a good one, he will also point out the mic. He will also slide protection. He will also understand that if the crowd noise is too great, they have the silent account, the silent movement. But that all goes with this one unit, the offensive line. Every other unit, think about this. This is the craziest thing about the offensive line. Paul, he said, yeah, he will argue that it should be number 1. Paul is, I can't even debate Paul. Paul, you're right. No debate. I'm painted in a corner, right? But the offensive line, the only unit that if 1 week, the entire line is trash. Let that sink in. If 1 off page, the entire offensive line is in shambles. You can have a horrible, pathetic wide receiver and say, man, I just ain't going to throw him the ball. You can have a suspect defensive line. He just can't create pressure. You can have a linebacker who don't know how to read or shoot through the gaps. You just have a horrible one little linebacker. But let it be an offensive lineman. They can't hold on to the ball. The snap exchange is just terrible. Let it be that left guard or right guard can't chew bubble gum and tie shoes or whatever, walk it at the same time. Yeah. Can't chew bubble gum and walk it at the same time. That's the only line positioning that everybody got to be on the same page. Because if you got one weak one, hey, you smell that? Yeah, right there. That's my baby. Your quarterback can have 6 sacks. Your quarterback will look like what's on the bottom of your feet. So the offensive line got to be on the same page. And regardless of what we think about with Ty and Brandon Knight, I think it's over with for Ty Nsekhe. I saw the other day, shout out to Michael Gelkin and John Machota and Cal Uman for posting some of those clips. I love it when it's raw and uncut. And you can hear some of the stuff. And you will see Ty like this. My leg, man, my knee. That's what Ty Nsekhe was doing on the sideline. You know, the synovial fluid is dried up, baby. Oh, my goodness, I can't bend. You got to have knee bend as it relates to offensive linemen. And I'm not a 300-pound guy, as you guys can see. But dog it, I know for sure I can probably dip around that corner and get to the quarterback if I'm facing against number 79. Give me the best of 5. I'll probably beat him at least once. And I don't play football. So I know that the opposition, when they see Ty Nsekhe, 6'7", standing up so tall, one thing you got to do with, I think he's 6'7" or north of that, you got to have bend. You got to get out. You got to have kick slide. You know, come on, baby. Who in the chat box think that they can beat Ty Nsekhe? Put I can in the chat box. Put I can. Moving the chains. Rika. Appreciate you so much. However you say his name, too. Let me see if the AI, whenever she gets her virtual coffee, see if she going to say that name right. I'm waiting.
Over for Nsekhe, thank you, Law. I've been saying that all week and everybody tells me I'm crazy. That's why I come to the best.
Oh, yeah. Girl, are you ready to go all the way? She right. She ain't crazy. She ready. Watch this. Let's say it again.
Over for Nsekhe, thank you, Law. I've been saying that all week and everybody tells me I'm crazy. That's why I come to the best.
Oh, I really appreciate you so much. Yeah, speaking the truth. But observation would tell you that. Because you can look, the guy on the sideline like, Now, they might shoot him up with all type of stuff. Icy hot and all of that stuff when the game get on. And it'll work. It'll work for a quarter or so. It might work for 2 series. But I refuse to put a person out there that can end your quarterback life. Cowboys need to do another evaluation for that. And shout out to him and his resume. He played for multiple teams, by the way, you know. Yeah, I think somebody says 5'2" can beat him. You know, Marcus, yeah. Cody says he can. For real, Paul and everybody else. And it's not me hating on Ty. You know, it's not me hating on him, but you know, we're gonna have to evaluate that part of it. And if you got one weak spot on your offensive line, your entire offensive line, they're gonna be like, look, man, that offensive line trash, man. Come on, man. I like Isaac. Number 60. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I like number 60. I think that he brings in that grit. Now, although he huffing and puffing in the HBO, he like, oh, there's wheezing in his voice. I don't even know how you can do that, you know. That's how he was sounding on HBO. I was like, dog, he need to do some sit-ups, some roll-ups or something, you know. But it seems and appears that he'll be okay, you know. Yeah, he did. Chandra, yeah. You know, I like Isaac, and I'm not talking about Hayes. He is a guy that I believe that there should be, if you look down the roster spot, there should be a spot for him, number 60. It should be a spot for him out there. And his grit, Pete said he's a beast. Give him, look, he showed us more than what Brandon Knight did, too, because Brandon Knight was sliding around. You know, I thought we were going to say one hop, slide to the left, slide to the right. Everybody clap their hands. Y'all remember that song? That's what I thought that he was doing. So we'll be paying close attention to them. That's our number 3 thing that we will be looking at. So number 1, let me rehash. Number 1 will be backup quarterback. Number 2 will be secondary. Number 3 is offensive line. Paul said, trying to block these pass rushers got him gas. Y'all saw that HBO. He was talking about, I want some cake too. Oh my goodness! I said, man, give that man a piece of cake. What did Ike said? Eat the cake, anime. Eat the cake, Isaac. Oh my goodness, that was a good episode. HBO, appreciate everybody. But the offensive line situation, the musical chairs with Connor Williams playing at center and then guard. Which way y'all want Connor Williams to go? See, y'all get some offensive line talk from Law today. Normally don't talk offensive line. Which word would you guys? Well, where do you want Connor Williams to play? Guard, or do you want to play center? And do you like Connor McGovern as well? Moving to Chase says she dead. Eat the cake, anime. Yeah. Guard. All right, Connor Williams is that dude. Okay, a lot of people saying guard. Yeah. Mike Adams says K'Ron Brown is a sleeper. He made a few plays in camp. I'm like, who is this guy? Yeah. I think he wears number 36, I believe. YDCFF says, do you remember how fat and out of shape Nate Newton was up into camp? I still get it going by Sunday. You still get it going by Sunday? Yeah. Big Nate was he was the life of the Cowboys offensive line, you know, the jokester, the person that would lighten the mood for everybody. And in his game, where he'll talk about your socks and talk about how you wear your chin strap or whether it's, you know, you curl on the outside of your patterns of your clothes. It's crazy, man. And we need that laughter. Shout out to Big Nate Newton, by the way. All right, so the fourth thing that we got to pay close attention to, and, you know, of course, the number three thing was the offensive line, but the fourth thing will be coaching. And I'm not even going to mention the defensive side of the ball. I think that Dan Quinn got a pulse of this team. I'm only talking about the offensive side of the ball right now. What we're going to pay close attention to when we get into that red zone opportunity, how would Coach respond from last game and last year, by the way? One preseason game is out the way. We have yet to score a touchdown, right? So what will this coaching staff do? How will he get the ball to his receivers? Will he drop a better play? And on top of that, yes, Garrett Gilbert had some opportunities last game. Will they correct that? Will coaching get into the way where we look back at a play and say, oh, yeah, that was something very important. Oh, that's something nice. So we'll be paying close attention to that. Now, if you want to pay attention to the defensive side of the coin, yeah, we want to look at, will we see this play again? No, we don't want to see that. But when we go back to the offensive side, can we have one of our offensive guys do something like this, you know? Just imagine that play if it was moving. That's what we don't want for our defense. But for our offense, we want to see something like that. We want to see some explosiveness. So that's the fourth thing that we want to pay close attention to. The rhythm of the play calling, the creativity of the play calling. And I know the second preseason game, first preseason game for the Cards. So we should be a leg up on them. We should have a leg up, baby. We should. They should be still having the jelly bellies for some of the rooks over there. They should. Did Zaven Collins get drafted by the Cardinals? Could somebody help me out with that information for the nation? Did he get drafted by the Cards? Because I think I forgot to call out big media. I wonder why first take, second take, third take, ESPN, did they talk about what happened to him during this offseason? See, I told y'all it's going to be swept under the rug. See, I haven't forgot. But all of the four-letter network, they don't even talk about Collins. Can somebody put in the chat box what happened to Zaven Collins? Right? Who is number 62 on our O-line to keep getting penalties? I think his name is Brandon, too. I don't know. I don't think that he's going to make this team, by the way, 62. Yeah. Basham is injured. Dorrance Armstrong is still in reps. This is from Jay Lombardi. Yep. All right, so the fifth thing that we have to pay attention to would be that Mojo moment. Yeah, y'all kind of figured that was coming, right? I put it on the thumbnail right here, Mojo. Now, we can call it corny, we can call it lame or what have you, but at the end of the day, if you're popular enough, you can finesse it. You can make suspenders look cool again. You can make glasses. Oh, my goodness, everybody want to wear shades now or glasses. I'm quite sure the first person that wore shades inside of a nightclub, people was laughing at him like, man, ain't no sunshine out here. But that cool person said, man, my future is bright. That's why I'm wearing shades inside. Then everybody else started following suit. I want to be like this guy. I want to be like that guy. Wearing basketball shorts from your college team under your basketball shorts, going with a longer shorts. I bet you a lot of people was talking to Mike and saying, man, that's lame, dog. How they going to breathe down there, man? They're going to be like raisins, man. You got too many shorts on. But Michael Jordan was like, hey, that's my comfort zone. And now, everybody else start following suit. Let me know if I'm lying. That's just how it goes. So if these guys can make plays, that Mojo moment will blow up. People going to be running around here with Mojo shirts, hats, socks, and drawers. And that's right. Shaniqua, Pookie, and Ray Ray.
Shout out La Ishanika Pookie Ray DC4L, star, celebratory hands in the air, fire, star.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you so much for your love and adulation for the nation. Pookie and Ray. Shaniqua and Kamika. Shout out to Kamika, too. Mike McCarthy ain't cool like Dan Quinn. Yep. See, Dan Quinn is cool to us now, but he's lame as AF. To the Falcons fans right now, he's like, get him out of here. He sucks. He blew the Super Bowl for us, Can't stand the guy, But for right now, for us, yes, he's all in all, because now we can look at the possibilities of him. We're looking at the positive aspect, which we should, by the way. Nevertheless, at this time, let's listen to Back Take on this, not Back Take, Undisputed. That was the end of that episode there. The craziest thing of it? Yeah, both of them can lean forward just a little bit right there. Get out the way. Here's the craziest thing of it all, Cowboy Nation. And I said that this would happen. It's predicated upon our left tackle, our right tackle, of course, our guard to be healthy. Right? One can argue and say, well, what the hell happened to the empty calories as it relates to throwing the ball for Pat Mahomes when his left tackle, right tackle was out, and guard gimping and these sorts of things. But I do know that once you get to Super Bowl, it kind of fog your memory of certain things. You get longitudes and latitudes of apologists saying that, wait a minute, such and such is this and such is that. And I get it. I feel them on that, Cowboy Nation. So until the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, basically, we don't have any room to talk about this and that. That's okay. That's okay because my philosophy, the Cowboys should win the Super Bowl this year. Every year. Call me bandwagon, call me crazy, call me delusional, call me homer, call me Kool-Aid Law, call me all of those negative words as it relates to my fandom, as especially for this Cowboys team. But I would tell you guys, I've been saying this for many of years. This is my team from the cradle to the grave. Win, lose, or draw. I'm here. After every episode, I'm here. Bring it. We right here, baby. Yeah. So we going to get there. Don't know. Shout out to you, Eric. I'm 9 years older than James Harden, by the way. And one can argue I'm a little bit more flyer. But shout out to James Harden. Misguided Pro. Skip is very interesting. Yeah, interested in man physical appearance and starting to notice that. Yeah. Let me get you
Are you not
one of these.
entertained?
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Let's go. Jay Versick, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you so much for your love and adulation for the station. Without hesitations or deviations for it. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's go. Win or lose, Jay. Yeah. What's up, Terrence T. Money? Appreciate you. How long I been live, Cowboy Nation? Somebody point that out for me if possible. Got a 3 o'clock meeting that we got to set up right quick. Jay Hughes, what's good? Jay Hughes, there we go.
Watch how quick Skip say has the biggest Cowboys fan when we start winning games. Hashtag slap that foo. Hashtag skip whole fake Bayless, rolling eyes face, unamused face.
Yeah, Skip better lean forward just a little bit. Yeah. Oh, my goodness, man. Yo, Bert, what's good, man? Shout out to you, Audrey, as well. Let's see here. I think I saw a topic of where this defensive back. Somebody told me to speak on Jabril Cox right quick. Eventually, Jabril Cox will be one of your starting rotation guys or one of your starting linebackers for this team. I think that he exemplifies and exhibits that type of skill set, and he's a silent assassin. Not much of a talker like I thought he would be, but I just look at it like Parson is the talking guy, And Jabril Cox is like, let me try to just dial all of this stuff in. He got like an old soul, like I've been down this road before. Let me try to pick up everything I need to know and learn so that I can become better. That's just my thoughts of Jabril Cox. Yeah. Alex said you haven't been live long enough. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to try to stay live a little longer for you guys. Let's see what we have here.
You have the corners to make it in this league.
No.
Okay. So this could be where I end up getting embarrassed then. If we're saying things that, get to give an opinion. They are really, really high on their corners. And it could end up to be a matter of they just ended up having a ton of depth with, Diggs and Joseph and the emergence of Kennedy to go along with Lewis and Brown. And it might just end up being that. But the way you hear people talk about their corners out there, they seem pretty high on their corners. I'm not saying that means this group is going to be top 10 in pass defense or whatever, but you just heard, Steven, get to the top half of the league in defense. And so my goal for this defense is average.
All right, so we listen in to K&C Masterpiece. Shout out to them. I post their link in the description box and as well as in the chat there so you can watch the full episode. The topic was their Cowboys cornerbacks. Where can they be or how important this Cowboys cornerback class can be. In general, we can look at some of the cornerbacks that we got on this team already. And Anthony Brown still, his name stands out, right? Like we looking at Anthony Brown saying, okay, all right, we saw what Jordan Lewis did, right? At least he's batting the ball down, getting close to the ball and getting in the way. However, when we think about Anthony Brown, we see him get used and abused. Also, we can see the growth aspect of Anthony Wright there. Not Anthony Wright. Nashon Wright. I'm saying Anthony Wright. I'm thinking of the quarterback. Nashon Wright. And we saying Boss Man Fat as well as Izzy, who we drafted this year. Who else? Reggie Robinson, who we drafted last season. So we got a lot of young guys as it relates to the defensive back collectively. Where can this class be? In the middle of the road, somewhere north of top 10. If this defense, the front four, create pressure enough so that these guys can get their hands on the ball, take the ball away, that will be a plus. But hear me out, Cowboy Nation. If we are able to stop the run on a consistent level and this defense be where they're supposed to be, I'm quite sure, and call me Homer, I'm quite sure that the defense can still be top 10. But there will be some situation where it may take time. Look for this defense, hear me out, look for this defense to start balling after 4 or 5 weeks when everybody is back in the mix. You got Malik Hooker, he should be back, and this situation should grow. Jay Versus said K-Ron Brown is here as well. Yeah, K-Ron is here. He still got to show us something. And J-Ron Curse, we got to see what he's going to do tomorrow. He's one of those guys. 59, Golston, watch out for this guy. Alyssa, let's see if he's going to be back, though, first. I think he's still on the pup. Let me know if I'm wrong or not. BD Gray says Danucci isn't going anywhere. Mike McCarthy loves him. Yeah, it's political football. We still got that. It still exists.
So I think people might be surprised, hopefully pleasantly surprised by the corner.
And Mike,
so you think, I just want to ask this question.
This is after day one, Mike. I said the cornerbacks would be the best unit out of the entire defense. Remember? And you were like, oh, my gosh, Corey, what are you doing? This is one day of practice.
So you think that Kelvin Joseph will be better than Diggs was last year?
I don't think so. I think he'll be the 5th cornerback.
Yeah, I think.
So you think like.
All right, so let me ask you guys that. Will Kelvin Joseph be better than what Diggs did last season? Now, keep in mind, pay attention, understand, this season is a long one, and a lot of people was dogging me out day one, week one of the preseason, well, not preseason, week 1 of the regular season game. Diggs, he ain't this, he ain't that. He's going to get burned. He suck. Week 2, he ain't this, he ain't that. And I was telling people, man, pump the brakes. Let this guy live a little. When he got burned, it wasn't until, I believe, the Seattle game that some people were like, oh, okay. Atlanta Falcons game, people saw a little bit of it. They were like, But I believe around that Seattle game, they were like, hey, although we lost, they still had their wordings about him. It takes time. And the drill the other day, when we was going over that film, when I was showing everybody, he did get used a little bit on the outside there. I want people to understand this as well. And same could be said with Anthony Brown and these sorts of things. When it's one-on-one red zone drills, the receiver get most of the shine because they know where they're going with the ball and you're not playing with leverage. Some DBs play better when they know that they can play with leverage. Safety over the top. Hey, inside leverage linebacker is in zone right here. They play differently. But that's a story of a different day.
Whoever we have as our second quarterback will be better than the 3rd overall pick Jeff Okudah was because he struggled in Detroit. Like, I'm just giving the facts here of, like, cornerbacks really struggle. 99% of cornerbacks out of college, it doesn't mean they're going to have bad careers. It doesn't mean Diggs is going to have a bad career or Joseph or the tall kid from Oregon. But, like, 99% of corners, when they have to make the jump into the NFL, really struggle. Even the good ones, even the ones that end up having Hall of Fame careers, struggle their first year in the NFL. We're going to overcome that, though.
But Kelvin Joseph is part of 5 people that I just listed off. I also think that dismisses the jump from Diggs. Like, if you get the back half of the season Diggs for the whole season and he stays healthy, I think that is a discernible improvement.
Good observation.
I'm not here to tell you that we're going to change the world with our passing defense, but I think I've come away from this camp and seeing them out there and listening and seeing Kennedy's eye for the ball. I think he could absolutely be a usable piece as well. So I'm feeling better about that.
Yeah, my feeling at the moment is that Joseph won't start this season. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
If all health goes well, obviously that's the key. But
They better not put Anthony Brown as your starting DB out there. Oh, my goodness. Who with the belief? Rip the Band-Aid off, baby. Throw him out there. Oh, it's deep. 12 feet deep, man. Put him in the shallow end. No. Who going to put him in the deep end? All money on the table. Would you put boss man Fat on the deep end of the pool and say, hey, do you player? Or you put him in the shallow? I'm going to read your comments, man. Throw him out there in the deep end. Take him. Throw him out there. That's what they did to Diggs, right? It could have been a matter of circumstances, right? It could have been that situation. Cheeto got hurt too. Such and such didn't pan out last season. Just throw the man out there. That's why I say the defense might start off slow a little bit. Tampa Bay Buccaneers didn't start off fast last season as it relates to the defensive side of the coin. Diggs, Kennedy, and Wright to start. This is from Michael. I feel you on that. Yeah, I feel you on that. We are looking at the reps and practice of Wright. We are looking at that. But when we see the game played on Sunday or Monday night, or I guess tomorrow night, we'll be looking at the game, the film game of 24. Yeah. But we'll find out, though, Cowboy Nation. And I know I'm not here to sully or denigrate Nashawn Wright because I believe even at his height, his physical size, and what he do on the outside is pretty good so far from what I was able to see. Even the challenge of battling number 11 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Chase, he did a serviceable job. Only got beat twice. One can argue the second time, Chase pushed off or what have you. But at the LOS, that's where he won twice. So we'll figure this out down the line.
But who's our four corners that play the most this year? Name them in order of who plays the most.
Trayvon Diggs on the outside. Anthony Brown will be on the other side.
Yep.
And then you have a combination of Kennedy and Jordan Lewis, whoever wins the slot. So and then that fourth guy will be the other guy there. Listen, when it comes to Anthony Brown, I haven't seen enough to say good camp, bad camp. Everybody I talked to is saying he's having an Anthony Brown camp. It's what you expect out of him.
Right.
And he was your best cornerback last year. So if he just is that guy, is it great?
Best quarterback last year.
Well, I think the great news is you will be tested in the first 2 weeks because you get to go against two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL and probably arguably the best three receivers as a tandem in the NFL in Thursday Night Football versus Tampa. So if all these guys are this good, this quick, which would be like a miracle, like I'm not even going to say a surprise, it would be a miracle upon all miracles if the Cowboys secondary is good at covering in week 1 and week 2 in the NFL with the lack of experience they have and then the lack of success that the veteran guys have in the NFL.
Should I take it that means are you neutral about how the Cowboys are?
I'm neutral because, guys, I'm not going to go to spring training and tell you Rugi Odor's batting 400 and is good at baseball all of a sudden. Like, this is the same thing. Spring training and practicing against your own team for the most part is the same thing, is you're not getting exposed in these things. And maybe the ones that they are, did you guys get to watch the practices where they're really going after it?
Yes, and
I got to watch them against the Rams.
I thought they won against the Rams.
All right, well then they're going to be awesome. I'll just go with it.
That doesn't mean they're going to be awesome, Mike. I've told you I'm not on the Rams Super Bowl bandwagon.
The Cowboys are going to be, all of a sudden, the Cowboys are going to be average at football on defense because they have practiced well.
Mike.
How long do it take for a defense to be recognizable? Cowboy Nation, I'm waiting for your response. Like last season, everybody thinking that like the Washington team is the best defense ever. What were they the year before last year, right? Like, what were they defense, right? Like, let's be real with that. And before the 2000 Ravens, what did the 99 Ravens look like? Before the 2001 Buccaneers, what did the 99, 2000 Buccaneers look like, right? And before the Ravens and all of their, I guess, straight years of dominance defense, what were they looking like year to year? So we got to pump the brakes on all of this. Who knows? Just by philosophy change and scheme change and just by creating pressure up front, momentum, mojo can be sprinkled at any given session or season or time. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So, yeah. I'm looking for those answers to those questionings. I guess I said them out too quickly. So, defense and football itself is such a crazy situation because it's a year-to-year moment. Year-to-year moment. I got a 3:30 meeting, and I got to get ready to set up for that meeting to speak on all of this, and then we'll counsel everything else out. But I really appreciate you guys for jumping in and tuning in to this episode. But do some research for me, man. Like, let me know, like, some of these great defenses that people came to know them as. Like, what were they like the previous year, the very first year? Like, good prime example, the Legion of Boom, right? Like, what were they in 2011? I think they came to the scene in 2012 or 2013. What were they? I think that something can spark a season, spark a year. But I want to open up your mind to the bigger picture. Write this down. I know it's hard to see the picture when you are in the frame. Tell your friend one of that. Yeah, the 85 Bears. So what the 84 Bears look like, right? That's a good one, Alyssa. Yeah, what the 84 Bears, what the 83 Bears look like. People remember the 85 Bears, right? And the Legion of Boom, L.O.B., Love of a Brother. What were they looking like in 08, 09, 2010? Come on with it. Come on with it, baby. Scheme matters. Yeah, the 92 Cowboys or the 91 Cowboys. Yeah. Come on, baby. Yeah. Y'all see how this thing goes, Cowboy Nation. Yeah. So let's not paint ourselves into a corner of thinking that, man, we finna be what's on the bottom. We finna look like what's on the bottom of your feet. No. Come on, Nation. Positive vibes only, right? Psycho Cowboy, yeah. I see you. Jay Lombardi. That's good. Shout out to all of my mods, too. Sadiqua, everybody that's out here holding it down. Streamlabs, everybody. Shout out to Uncle Charles. Shout out to Miss Scout and Pro. Cowboy Nation. Come on, let's focus our minds to this. It can happen. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap for it, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of God or man for it, if you will simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength and scarcity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or sickness, or body, or brain can turn you away from the thing you want. If dogged and grim and besieged and beset it with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, you will. Oh, yes, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Turn me up. Blessings, baby.
This is Sparta!
Are you not entertained?
I want me some glory.
Really appreciate y'all. LOVE, all of you guys. Let's continue to grind and shine, baby. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, share this content. Let's go. Where my dogs at? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Hit the
Yo.
door and the dome and just
Come on.
whole team here might need some. Still young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If it down
For all
in
the
my
haters.
management, I'm just warming
Cowboy
up.
Holic. Let's coach. Shout out to you, coach.
Colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up. Talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough
Come on.
enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets dull. Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and fumble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really is ice.
Come on.
Only one of me and nobody's
Hey.
phone ringing and I tell him it's ice.
Put down where you from, Cowboy Nation. Hey.
Photo.
Hey.
Please, no photos. Jeez. No, please, no photos. I keep giving game away.
Law.
I put game on layaway. I got
Nation.
paid to play today.
Come on.
I get paid to stay away. I
Yeah.
get paid on rainy days.
Come on.
I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today. Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll.
Finger
I
roll.
would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale.
Not
Heard it's on
mine.
the market for the low.
Yeah.
Who the realest, we might never know.
Law.
All this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up.
What we tell
Try
'em?
you out and then they line you up.
Oh,
Now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching.
Mojo.
Now
Hey.
you're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled.
Watch this.
Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news.
Old news,
Now you
baby.
got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves. Now I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking
Come on,
they're
baby.
friends. 10
Enemies
toes down,
closer
I'll be
over
free
here,
to the
baby.
end. Crib
They
outside
be
the
on the
city,
channel
I don't
watching.
feel safe in my hands. Took so many
If you
years, I
had
was
not
waiting for
liked
the
this
wins.
channel so
I'm addicted to
far,
no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, it's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll,
Hey.
euro, peso,
Come on.
add it up, I'm just doing me.
If you have
Everything
not
is on me,
subscribed,
you matter what. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up.
if you ain't cool with me,
Everything is on me, you matter what.
let's go, Cowboy Nation. Shout out to Arkansas, Delaware, Tony, Bobby King. Yeah, appreciate you. Peter Prescott, appreciate you, man, Pete. Charles Wilson, appreciate you. Yeah.
I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month. I don't rap much.
Come on.
I just take the money and go stack up. Only
Yeah.
buy car cards to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put
Drink
the
your
ladder
water,
up.
do your push-ups,
I done doubled up on the workload.
so you won't
I
get
think I
sick
fell in
over this
love with the
motherfucker.
bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you
Woo!
add it up, bankroll, euro, peso,
Come on.
add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what.
It's on me, baby.
Told her if it's all me, everything is on me.
Let's flip around this one. Yeah, come on. Come on. Come on. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. To the sun, the moon, and back. We out, baby. Spreading love from all over the globe. We're spinning just like this, baby. Yeah. Hey.
Take a drag of my cigarette.
Trade. Reggie said the 83 Bears will rank fourth. Shout out to them. What about the 84 Bears? And the 82 Bears? Hit me up. Hey. It's danger. Come on.
Don't let the street lights hit you. Can I be your player too?
Shout out to you, Mike Adams, Carlos, D1, appreciate you. Our time to shine, Carlos, you're right. Cavarius Hester. Oh yeah.
And another one. I think you was the one to love.
Sadiqa
Seven
Charles.
wonders all in one. All in one. Don't let the street lights hit you all alone.
Come on, come on.
You know it's dangerous to go alone. Don't let
Claude,
the
appreciate you so much. Rat.
Can I be your player too?
Scheme matters. You're right, Jay.
I'll follow.
I follow.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, play it too.
Sing it.
If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far.
Come on.
So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't
Sally
feel
Lawyer,
that
appreciate you.
far.
Thank you for the
So
stars.
far, so far.
Tony
If a
Bowens.
baby
Appreciate you.
fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Peace.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet. Because you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet.
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
You have to
I want
be
me
your
some
biggest
glory
fan.
hole.
And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because
Are
you
you
don't
not
know.
entertained? Are you not entertained?